My name is Ojo Oluwatoyin Omonike, and I'm here to present book limit model. Book limit model, navigating organizational change, explains how 12 interconnected dimensions shape organizational performance, separating transformational factors, the environment, the mission, leadership, and culture that drive strategic change from transactional factors, which are the structure, the practices, systems, climate skills, needs, and motivation that sustain day-to-day activities or operations of the organizations. Together, these 12 dimensions interact to produce the ultimate outcomes of individual and organizational performance, offering leaders a causal map for diagnosing issues and designing effective change interventions. Why Burke Litwin model matters today is because organizations continue to face high failure rates in change initiatives, with most transformations collapsing under silo execution and misaligned strategies. At the same time, accelerating pressures such as digital disruption, regulatory shifts, and workforce transformation demand a system-thinking approach that can diagnose root cause and align enterprise level and operational factors. Research shows that organizations with strong change capability not only navigate with complexity more effectively, but also achieve 2 times higher rates of investment and significantly greater agility, underscoring the financial and strategic imperative of applying this model. The key theme from research integrates insights from organizational climates and open system theory to explain how external forces and internal dynamics interact through cause and effect relationships by distinguishing a diagnostic framework that helps leaders identify interdependencies and design targeted interventions for complex organizational change. Hence, this is the 12 dimensions at a glance. The external environment, mission and strategy, organization, culture, and leadership are grouped under transformational factors, while the structure, work units, climate, individual needs, tasks and individual skills, systems, motivation, and management practices are under the transactional factors, which altogether result into the organizational performance. The transformational model, I like the factors. The transformational factors as the deep drivers of organizational change, beginning with the external environment, that is the market forces, regulations, technology skills, and competitive landscapes, creating the imperative for change. The mission and strategy defines the organizational purpose and how it will be achieved. Clear, adaptive strategies lead to 7 times higher performance of the organization. And then the leadership behavior or styles, providing direction, inspiration, and role modeling, crucial for legitimizing transformational change. And lastly, the organizational structure, that is the shared values, the norms, and the beliefs, the way we do all things here, critical and difficult for sustainable transformation. Change in these dimensions are enterprise-wide, driving revolutionary shifts in the organization. Also, the transactional factors in the Burke limit model function as the operational enablers and comprising structure, the organization hierarchy, the roles and formal communication channels, the management practices, that is the day-to-day activities of the managers, how they direct the resources and the organization as a whole, the system, policy, procedures, and reward mechanism that facilitates the work unit climates, the collective perceptions and feelings within the immediate work environment, the tasks and individual skills, the psychological factors motivating employee performance, behavior tendencies to move toward goals and persist. These factors drive continuous improvement and operationalize excellence, allowing for incremental adjustments through selective interventions. Thereafter, will the Burke limit model operate as a causal dynamic framework in which changes to one organization dimension ripple across all others, with performance outcomes feeding back into future strategy and environmental responses. According to Fox and Hamburger 2023, it scanned through the external environment, scanned through identifying market forces, regulations, and competitive landscape, evaluate each factor for current state and potential misalignment, pinpoint the underlying issues driving organizational problems, and design targeted actions based on identified root causes. Hence, emphasizing multiple effects, change in one dimension affects all others, creating cause-effect chains and feedback loops that influence future strategy and performance. However, this model has been applied in practice by organizations such as Boeing Company, British Airways, and Southwest Airways to diagnose misalignment, address cultural and leadership changes, and realign systems with strategy to improve performance. Its greatest value emerges in complex change contents, where resistance stems from multiple interconnected sources, making it a powerful diagnostic tool for assessing readiness, identifying barriers, and closing alignment gaps between strategy and operations. According to Nourish 2023, Southwest Airlines applied the Burke Litwin model to realign leadership, culture, systems, and workforce climate around its customer service vision. Executives role-modeled desired behaviors, refreshed recognition programs, strengthened feedback loops, and invested in targeted training to reinforce service differentiation and employee engagement. As a result, the airline achieved higher customer satisfaction, improved morale, stronger alignment between strategy and operations, and sustained its premium market positioning despite industry challenges. This model offers a powerful diagnostic lens, but its complexity, external orientation, and static design can make it difficult for practitioners to operationalize and sustain over the time. While it excels at mapping interdependencies, the model's implementation gap and resource intensity highlights the need for complementary frameworks that provide prescriptive guidance and account for the dynamic pace of organizational change. Although the Burke Litwin model provides a comprehensive diagnostic framework, its complexity and data demands can lead to analysis paralysis, causing organizations to stale, abandon implementation, or lose leadership momentum during critical transformational periods. Hence, the mitigation strategies include applying a minimum valuable diagnosis to focus only on the most relevant dimensions, complementing methods with framework like ACCA or Kotter's model, and utilizing digital surveys and network analysis to streamline data collection. However, this model can lead to analysis paralysis, like earlier said, delaying action. Hence, practitioners often struggle to translate diagnostic insight into concrete actions plans. Based on research on Burke-Limit's model, demonstrates that establishes foundational causal links between organizational variables, has proven effective in diagnosis misalignment across diverse contents, and remains highly relevant in digital transformation environments where external pressures require both strategic and operational responses. By integrating this model in the organization, its diagnostic insight with people-focused implementation frameworks, leaders can move beyond analysis to action, driving successful, sustainable change by aligning strategy, culture, systems, and individual adoptions. Thank you for listening.